I remember there was an Asian writer who I really, really respected as a writer. I guess I use Gene Yoon,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Jin
Who
Yoon, yeah.
used to write some beautiful stuff on the Korean Canadian experience. And I ran up on her on the street, and she had just been in a meeting with a broadcaster. And this goes back to your story about the black creator writing stereotypical stuff. And I believe it's a long time ago, so if I get corrected, I get corrected. She had written, I believe it was a series where the lead was Asian and possibly an East Asian woman. And it was turned down at, I think, pretty well every broadcaster she had gone to. And very politely, but she had talked to some people of color that worked with those broadcasters who were quite vehement in telling her that you cannot bring a lead of color to this broadcaster. You can do, you can do a secondary lead, right? You can do a supporting lead. You can, and this is what people of color are. In other words, we have made it in this industry by playing the game, by writing to the game.
The Canadian film and television industry is one of the most conservative run in arts industries. Like, people in America are like, oh, you know, the film industry is run by communist, pinko, gay liberals or whatever. But in Canada, that's what they love to say that.
Right.
But they should come to Canada, because the executive producers, the broadcasters, the people I've talked to are card-carrying, you know, conservative. I've heard some of the most. I had one person say to me, I read your script, and when I saw that there was a cripple in it, I couldn't take it seriously. I had one producer say to me, oh, we don't hire we don't hire Indians because they're trouble. I've had someone say to me, like, it just goes on and on. Oh, you know, I was hired on by this group of people who wanted to do a pilot for a TV show. And I suggested adding a black character, and I was told by the rest of the writer's room, oh, I wouldn't feel comfortable writing for a black character. We all have to write them, so we're just not going to have a black character. And I just sat there going, why am I here?
Right.
It's so, and also too, like, I understand that tension of, oh, we hired the black person, but we don't want him to think we just wanted to write black people. But also, which I get, but also I'm okay with it. I'm cool. I would rather write a black person for your TV show from a deep truth than, you know,
Then have a white guy do it.
Well, I don't want to say that, because also I write white people and I write women and I write, you know, so I think it's a sort of a fine freaking line that we all have to walk as artists. But at the same time, if you hire me, like, it's okay to have a black character in a show. And it doesn't have to be the lead, I know.
The thing that I'm finding interesting about the next wave of writers, especially coming out of Toronto or multicultural centers, beforehand, my generation of writers, white writers, I would not have wanted to write a black character. It was not in their experience. It was totally, I remember seeing Corner Gas, the movie, where they tried, because I really respected the show. I thought the show nailed its demographic like no other show I'd seen.
Oh my God. And it was so popular. It was very popular.
Absolutely. And a lot of respect for them, but then they did the multi-culti thing and they didn't have the chops. Right. So for me, I'm seeing white writers, like I've run up on some white folk 30 and under, right, that have told me I was the only white kid in my class, right, who have lived an experience surrounded by people of color in the same way that people of color have lived a life surrounded by white folk. So that this next, or the generation after this of white writers, coupled with writers of color, can actually write accurately to the mosaic that is Toronto and multicultural societies. It's not there yet, but I think these next generation of raised in multiculturalism white writers are going to be powerhouses as well as.
I agree with you, but I am so flipping sick and flipping tired of hearing from broadcast executives, from executive producers I talk to, oh, we really wish we could get you a showrunner of color, but there are just no showrunners of color who just have the experience.
This is the problem, right? The boss is still
there have been writers of color for flipping years. So, and you don't want to have to use me. I don't care. Like this isn't an ego thing. I swear to God. But back in 1995, there were other writers of color like me.
Like once?
I'm angry now. You know I'm angry when I say flipping.
So, Andrew.
Here's the deal.
Testy.
There are women of color. I won't say their names because I don't want to sort of throw them into like a
Claire.
No, there are women of color who are great writers who can write TV up like ease, like it flows out of them, and they knew they didn't have a chance. They knew, and I would suggest them, and the broadcasters would say, well, she doesn't have experience, whatever, and I'm just and it makes me so freaking angry because I can think of 3 women right now of color, some who have won flippin' awards, who could be running shows, who could be doing this, that, and the other thing, and there's no freaking way a broadcaster back in 1995 or 1990 or 2000 or 2005, these women would not have been considered, and they're flipping talented. They've won freaking awards.
Doing it on purpose.
But one question really, and I think this goes to the heart of the matter. Could they at that time written authentically a show, an episode of Pit Pony? Pit Pony.
Yes.
Look,
Pit Pony,
any brilliant writer can write anything, any genre.
It was a joke, dude.
I know, but I mean, don't joke with me when I'm saying flipping.
I love when Andrew gets angry that it sounds like his phone autocorrecting ducking.
Yeah, I know.
Look,